Like any season, I think we had highs, we had lows. We started off kind of slow, and that was maybe just because of the nature of our schedule and where we were at. And because of COVID, we never got the opportunity to have some of our matches that maybe we felt like we should have won. And that really kind of hurt our confidence, I think, early on in the season. But at the same time, I just kept kind of telling the guys like, hey, let's try to be the best team that we can be at the end of the season, and let's try to peak at the end, and let's try to keep getting better. And then as we started getting into Big Sky play with Eastern Washington, we got a big win there, and then Montana State came to Pocatello, and we had a big win, and we took a lot of I guess momentum into Phoenix, and had a really good match there versus Grand Canyon, and really finished strong once we got into our conference matches, sweeping Weber State and Sac State, and then beating Idaho first round of the conference tournament to make the conference finals. I think some of it was more or less just not having a fall season. So it's really tough to come in as a coach and try to change the culture of a program, and then not have the guys be able to play anybody else but the guys that you have on your team. And so for us, it was pretty difficult without that fall season to try to work some stuff out in matches. And then we started off really with a tough schedule. We played Utah twice. We played Boise State, Utah State, teams that have typically been between 25 and 75 in the country. And for us, it was just, we never got an opportunity to really prove how good we were until really the middle of the season. Yeah. I mean, there were points in the season. It was really tough. I mean, we lost to BYU. I think that made us 0-7. And that was probably the lowest I've felt as a coach in my career so far. And just in terms of the players not feeling like what we're doing is working, and the process is not working, and really just seeing some the overall effort, I guess, throughout practice in the week maybe not being as good because our guys don't have belief in themselves and belief in the program. So those were challenging times, and we got a little bit of a break, which was nice with one of our opponents having to reschedule our match. And those 3 weeks really gave us an opportunity to refocus and kind of go back to the drawing board on what we wanted to do, and just say, hey guys, what we're doing is working. You got to keep buying into it. Trust that the process will end up working. And then, like I said, we hit a good patch there after the Gonzaga match with Eastern Washington, Montana State, GCU, where we won 3 in a row. We lost to NAU, but then we turned around and beat Montana. So at one point, I think we won 8 of 9 matches or whatever. But we started building some confidence up. But yeah, certainly in January and February, spirits were not where we wanted them to be. And I do think it's good now that because we had some good results at the end of the year, our guys see, hey, like next year when it gets tough and we have a tough loss, to keep just trusting what you're doing and keep believing that if you work on getting better every day, we're going to be the best team by the end of the year. I think the Montana State match in Pocatello was probably the big turnaround. So they beat us twice at their place early in the year, and we really felt like, we didn't play as good as we could have. And that was winnable matches for us that we kind of missed an opportunity, and then came back and actually had points to win that match 7-0. And then right after that, followed that up with a really good win versus GCU down in Phoenix. First time we've ever beat them. Big 4-3 win, kind of the first time we've pulled out a tight match and been on the winning side of it. And I think that was probably the turnaround for us. And we had a little bit of a setback with NAU at their place, but we knew that we were kind of on the right track at that point, and had a great win over Montana after that. And then obviously we knew we needed to win 2 of our conference matches to kind of control our own destiny in terms of getting in the tournament. And we played really, really well in both of those matches. I think the biggest difference that I saw in terms of just one single player was Jaime Castillo Lopez. Was our senior. Started out 0-7 on the season, and I actually pulled him out of the lineup. So he had been a 4-year starter at Presbyterian College, won a conference championship there, and I pulled him against Boise State, and kind of gave him another opportunity because I was trying to save a guy for another match, and he maximized that opportunity and just said, look, I'm going to do whatever it takes to end my career on a good note, and really brought the team along. And I think he was really, as a coach, you can only do so much. The guys have to buy in, and he was really that guy that was always saying, let's go, come on, bringing the team along with them. And his leadership really, really did mean a lot to us at the end of the year. And obviously he started playing a lot better and finished with, I think, maybe tied for the most wins on the team, and and turned his season around. But what he was doing off court, kind of motivating the guys to bring it in practice and stuff, really made a huge impact on our program. Our win versus Grand Canyon was great because we had come so close. Versus Utah, we had opportunities to win. Utah State had opportunities to win. I mean, really, we played 8 matches where we felt like we could have won 7 of them and gotten really close. And then to be in a 3-all match, we were down 3-1, down a break in every single third sets. Hiroki beat one of their best players with someone else's rackets because he broke all of his strings in some sort of a freak incident. And then Vickers, as a freshman, being up and then being down and then having a rain delay and coming back and beating one of their senior captains. I mean, that was definitely a high point for us. Qualifying for the tournament, beating Sac State at home, that was certainly a high point. I mean, and then beating Idaho, in-state rival. You know, you always talk about Idaho and Idaho State as a rivalry, and for us to go down into Phoenix, they won the conference 3 years ago, and to beat them really pretty convincingly to make the conference finals. That was something I'll take with me for a while. Well, I think I had it easier than maybe some people just because I got mostly a fresh team here. So I only had 2 guys on the roster when I started last May. And so I got to bring in at least some of my own guys, which was really nice kind of to start off. But really just for one, setting the expectation of how much we're going to work and how hard we're going to work. It's not going to be just a 2-hour a day kind of thing. We're going to try to be the best that we can be in everything that we can do 4 hours a day and really try to maximize the hours that the NCAA gives us. And then really it's not just the amount of time that we're using, but the intensity and the focus that we're using during those hours as well. And those are things that it's not a switch that you can flip. Like you have to kind of build up to that. Like you can't only practice for 2 hours a day, sometimes focus, sometimes not. And then expect to be able to come out and 3 hours a day every time you're on the tennis court and bring that focus. But if you really want to do something special, that's what you have to do. And so that was kind of definitely something that we had to address. The level of fitness that was here a little bit maybe before we addressed really early on and got everybody on a really good page. And then just the expectation of what we want to be as a team and the culture that we want to build. All of that had to be put in place as well early in year 1. And that was kind of our focus. And we definitely are happy that it turned into results as well. But our main focus this year was definitely just building the foundation for what we want this program to be moving forward.